Hey there, hi there, Cancer, and welcome to your dream, love, and shadow reading. All right, so up first, I have the Door of Destiny Oracle cards, and this is going to transport us to a whole new dimension where we get into your subconscious and your love life and your dream worlds and how they all um, connect with each other. So let's see here. We have the Door of Balance, harmony, equilibrium, stability, moderation, and fairness. The Door of Balance. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm glad this came through because there's a lot of imbalance happening all around you, Cancer, at this time. And you're just like, oh, what is going on? So glad that is what we're getting here. And once we walk through that door, we're going to a whole new place, the Citadel. So I'm going to be drawing some cards from that for you. All right, so let's see here. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, interesting. All right, let's see what I'm picking up on here. The Shepherd, celebration and family. Wow. Yes, this is what needs to be balanced. This is what needs to be restored here, is the balance of the family, of celebration. There haven't been enough celebrations. There haven't been enough family traditions that are being um, incorporated and held here. Okay, I feel like there's still a major like imbalance happening, but it's not happening like inside you and your soul. Okay, Cancer, it's happening like outside of you, and you're watching it as it's like a circle around you, and you're in the middle, and you're watching all this like chaos happen all around you, all this instability happening all around you. And you're here at the center that's just like, I want to celebrate family and traditions. I want to bring harmony and balance. And I feel like it's manifesting in other ways because you're not getting it directly from said like actual blood relatives, right? I feel like you're getting it from like other sources, family. I mean, not family, but like soul family, I feel like, or the family that you created, that like you birthed into the world, or that you adopted, or yeah, it's like a more soulful vibe. The Guide, inheritance, correction. Yeah. Ooh, family and inheritance and correction and ringing the bell here. I'm getting like the bell of destiny here. Like, yeah, this is interesting because, and this even looks like a door up here too, kind of like a doorway. So I feel like, and there's water pouring out and lots of keys. You have all the keys. You've already opened up all the doors. Now you opened up this door, specifically for this time, Cancer. And I feel like, there a lot of things need to be corrected here. Okay, when it comes to family and celebration and inheritance, it's like you've won something, you've manifested this abundance for yourself, and you want to celebrate and you want to incorporate others. But I feel like what the universe has taught you since you've like won this abundance, since you've opened this door to balance and harmony being restored, um, I feel like what you've realized is that everyone wants a piece of it. They don't really want you. They don't really want to spend time with you and getting to know you and being a part of your life. They really just want a piece of what you have, like the inheritance, for instance. And I feel like you're like, you know what? I'm not about that life. you know? And I feel like you did everything you could given the information you had to like involve people and like celebrate with people, but they just weren't like, I feel like they just weren't getting it. I don't know. Like they weren't really respecting or understanding your time and your energy. Um, so you definitely had to pull back a lot. And now we have the botanist, parenthood, and legacy. Yeah, I feel like you're a parent and this is your legacy. Okay. The roses. Yeah. You're you're growing a lot of beauty and a lot of love here, and you're growing a beautiful garden, but like you need to like get, there are weeds, there are people, there are energies that need to go. Okay, but they're just, this is about your legacy. This is about your life. This is about your energy. This is about your family. This isn't about like where you came from. Okay, I mean, a lot of where you came from has to do with like why you're choosing to a different path now, in a different direction. um so in that way I can see how your past, life, before you became an adult, really, it really was just like a stepping stone into getting you to where you are now. Yeah, the twins. Wow. Self protection and dual natures. Wow, the twins. Yep. There it is. All right. So, yeah, the twins. Whew, I don't know if you've seen the movie Twinless, but it's really good. Um, anyways, yeah. So like, basically, I feel like you're trying to like understand how someone else can feel or how someone else can perceive things, but at the same time, you know you can't really help but like be your own like best friend, at the same time. I feel like at some point you're gonna have to like understand that there are certain things that are good to share with other people and good to have in common and good to connect with, and you can have those similarities and they're really awesome and you can bond over that. But then there are things where you just need to like keep to yourself and like be more private with, because not everyone is going to understand, um, and that's that self protection and the dual nature. Okay, I also feel like there's like you're seeing like two versions to the truth, right? There's the actual truth, and then there's what everyone else would like to believe because it just is a way for them to like not feel bad or feel guilty about their own actions. I feel like that has a lot to do with this energy as well. Okay, so we have the pathless, difficult decisions, lack of direction. Ooh, okay, a lot of hands. One has an eye, one is golden. I definitely would say like follow this um follow this path forward. When it comes to lack of direction, of not knowing where you're going, like that is where you're going, is the unknown, is the mystery here. It's very new to you. I feel like you've been here before, but I also feel like you haven't been here before. Like there are definitely different things happening that are very new to you. And you're just seeing where it goes and seeing where it takes you, kind of just improving a little bit here because there are difficult decisions and you just like don't want to like there's always room for course correction, there's always room for reverse, there's always room for that. But I think what's most important right now is that you just keep following your heart. I just finished heart path readings, and I feel like your heart path is coming into an alignment with what your subconscious is telling you, what your dreams are telling you, what your shadow is telling you, okay, and what your heart and is in alignment with your love here for yourself and for the path, your spiritual path. So that being said, we have the walker, the unknown journey, the pathless, and the walker, walking on the path, even though you're not sure what the path is. I feel like you're kind of like at a crossroads here. You're like, you're still staying. I think you're technically like still. I still feel like technically like you're not like on the same path anymore, but you are on a path adjacent. Like it's next to it, but it's not exactly on it. And you're like, this seems so weird, and like this seems like so strange, but it's like it's where you're supposed to be though. Like it's for some reason it feels good to be on it, even though you're like the other one was like it wasn't easy, but it was familiar. Now you're venturing into the unfamiliar, if that makes sense. I don't know. But okay. Now we're going to get into the Alice in Tarotland. And I also got some new cards. I have Crow's Insight. And I have Mystic Whispers. I have a lot of new cards. So, Cancer, you're one of the lucky ones. You get to experience all the decks here that I have. But let me take a look here at this Alice in Tarotland. So we're going to take a look at this. Okay. Alice in Tarotland. Okay. Ooh, okay. 10 of Wands. Wow, this came out in my last reading. Again, trying to keep everything together, trying to balance everything. You know, it's not been working out too great. I mean, what's happening here is I feel like you need to just let go and like release whatever is not serving you, whatever is not making you happy. You don't have to be harsh or anything or cruel about it, but you can definitely just very subtly be like, yeah, that's got to go. Empress energy. Yeah, I'm definitely picking up on like a toxic woman here that wants to steal your joy and your happiness. Like she wants to have a piece of what you've brought into this world. She wants a piece of what is yours. What is your legacy? What is your family? What is your inheritance? What is your, love here? And she wants some of that for herself. And in an ideal world, in a very loving, romantic way, when we get into love, the Empress can be a very loving, nurturing energy that protects and cares for us deeply. But when we are in the shadow realm and when we are having dreams of women energies, feminine energies that are very distorted coming in and trying to steal our joy and our happiness. And this can come from a man as well. It's not just women who do this. Men can be just as on nurturing and on loving and on supporting. But it's coming from a place where you're really like, I need to follow my heart and I need to trust in the love that I have for myself here. The Two of Coins, Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, like this is a balancing act. You're walking on eggshells around this person. You bring them a pentacle, let's say, you bring them a heart, you bring them love, you bring them devotion, you bring them abundance, and then they kind of just like toss it up in the air, like they kind of just toss it away like it's nothing, when it's really like, this is what you have to offer. Why does it need to have a dollar sign value that's super high on it in order for them to connect with you? Material, I'm getting like materialism, materialistic here. And then you try to do something meaningful. It might not cost thousands of dollars, but it definitely cost like, your energy and your time, and it's your showing of devotion here, your showing of care here, and energy here. I'm honestly, I'm picking up on like rich versus poor for some reason. Like, there's definitely like a rich elitist woman here, um, that's really trying to like over control and overpower you. And I also feel like this is also coming from a man too, that's trying to like play with your feelings and emotions. Like, he's like juggling your feelings in the air. Oops, dropped one. Like, oops, hurt your feelings. Oopsie. Like, I'll just keep juggling again. It's like you're not not taking any of this seriously. And this is your life, Cancer. This is your love. This is your heart. This is your dreams. This is also your ego too, mind you, because we're all human. We all have that. So why all of the attacks on your dreams? Why all the attacks on your heart? Why all the attacks on your ego? What is the point in that? This Queen of Cups, feelings. It's all about controlling your feelings and your emotions. The Queen of Cups is the most emotionally intelligent feminine energy in the deck, right? It's the card we play when we know we're dealing with manipulative people that, aren't really playing fair. And we've already tried the fairness card. We've already tried the justice. We've already tried all that. And they're not getting it. They're not cluing into it. They're not playing by the same rules. That's usually where, that's why I'm getting like the rich versus poor. Page of Cups and Knight of Cups. It's definitely a very emotionally high voltage situationship here. A lot of people's emotions and feelings are surrounding this connection. So I'm going to draw just one more card. Oh, 10 of Cups, the rainbow, the happily ever after card. Everyone under the rainbow together, living in harmony and peace, celebration, love. This is where your journey wants to take you. This is where you want to go. Okay. But it's a difficult journey because you're not feeling the love and you're not feeling the rainbows and sunshine right now. You're feeling the opposite of it. But like, it's the balance here. That's what the balance is. It's like you do all this hard work and then you celebrate, and then you have your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. You have, after the storm, there's the rainbow. But who is the storm? Is it the family? Is it the friends? Is it the group of haters? Like, if that's the chaos, if that's the storm, like, at one point, do you say, wow, is it worth all this? I mean, for some, yes, it's definitely worth it. For others, they might be, you might be able to like choose who your family is, choose who your friends are, and that's where we get into a little bit more into the shadow side of this, because your love here, your heart path here, your dreams here are to have happiness, are to have this 10 of Cups, are to have love in your life and rainbows and sunshine. But you're just not like feeling it. You're just not getting it, All right, so let's take a look. I'm going to just pull one of these Akasha Oracle cards. Yeah, we got the circle. It says, read red and white roses. Oh my gosh. Just like Alice in Wonderland, right? Or painting the roses red. Okay? So you're seeing things for what they are, not what they were, or not where they went. You kind of already know that. Like, you were around certain people, certain energies that, while yes, contain certain toxic elements and toxic energies and ties and all this and that, You didn't really have to like engage with them every single day. And that was kind of like this circle of protection that you had around you. But then what happened is that all changed. Okay. And when that changed, you're like, there was the imbalance, right? But now you're going through a door of balance and you're working on restoring that balance. So, full circle. Yeah. Forgiveness and guilt, lies, self-realization and passage, synchronicity. Wow, resilience. Yeah, you have a lot of resilience here. Wow. Yeah, you've had to like really grant someone here a lot of forgiveness. Someone here felt very guilty about what they've done. But you're one to forgive, and you forgive this person quite a lot. To be honest here, to be frank here. Okay, and don't call me Frank. Resilience. Yep. It just like is, at what point does it, this is the synchronicity that I'm talking about. This is what the universe is trying to show you. At what point does being resilient and keep having to like put yourself back together again become annoying shit? Like it's like and then we have the passage and self-realization. This is your self-realization and your passage to the lies. Okay, so it's like you see the person for who they are, you see their lies, you see the mask they wear, and you're like, well, what about this? What if I go through this door of balance? What if I stop going through a door that's not balanced, that's not safe, that's not loving? At what point do I look at that door and I'm like, every time I walk through this door, I'm met with hostility, I'm met with disrespect, I'm met with hatred. And why? Why do I deserve that? Well, you don't deserve that, Cancer, obviously, clearly. And you already know that. But at what point do you voice that and start saying that? Because you haven't said that. Or maybe you are starting to, and now it's like opening up a whole new world to you, a whole new thing of synchronicities, and that's that self-realization of getting to the top of that mountain. You had to build this mountain with every single stone you have until you got to the top and was like, I realize what's happening now. If I don't start speaking up for myself, if I don't start setting up boundaries and a solid foundation now, when will I? And I feel like you've been telling all of these people all around you for so long now. And that's where, we get into like a deeper part of all of this, I mean, this is already pretty deep, but I mean, like, I feel like you're bringing in specialists now. Like before you were like, I have been trying to just, share my wisdom, share my knowledge as I am, as who I am. I've been through a great many adventures and I've tried to share what I've learned along the way. But what's happening is that your experiences aren't like resonating with these people because they're pretty much liars, they're pretty much gotta lie to themselves at this point. And they even have to lie about you and make up stories about you that just are not true. Okay, so definitely don't hang out with those people. Don't be around that energy. So your crow's insight, okay? This is step into the shadowed realm where intuition meets ancient wisdom. This oracle deck features 50 striking crow illustrations, each carrying messages of guidance, transformation, and hidden truths. Perfect for daily meditation or spiritual readings. These cards invite you to see beyond the surface and trust your inner knowing. Yeah. Whether for personal reflection or to enhance your readings for others, this Crow's Insight card deck is a timeless tool for seekers drawn to the mysterious call of the crow. Okay. So, yeah. The crow. Okay. What does the crow want us to know? Let's see. Look at this. Whoa, look at that. Chaos. Oh my god. Yep. You're surrounded by chaos. Oh my gosh. Yes, you are, Cancer. Amid chaos, seek moments of calm and clarity. They bring focus and a clear path forward. Yes, they do. Okay, and that's what you've been dealing with. Is you've been dealing with so much chaos, and that's why you're doing this right now. Is you're seeking a moment of calm and clarity. You're seeking that your path. You were like, I don't know where I'm going. That's where you're going. You don't know where. The unknown, and the lack of direction. The pathless. Like, not the chaos. The chaos is not the path. Okay? Yeah, jealousy. You don't want to be around that. This is what you want. Friendship. Okay? The chaos and the jealousy. Understand jealousy with introspection and empathy. It reveals desires and opportunities for personal growth. Okay? So clearly these people and why they were doing all this crap to you is because they're jealous of you. Okay? And I say, like, yeah, there was a time, Cancer, where you were sympathetic and you were coming from a place of sympathy, and also you were coming from a place of empathy in certain regards. But that time is past. Okay? Because the chaos and the jealousy has got so, like, high up. Like, the levels of it have gone so extreme. Like, it was like this, and now it's all, like, up here now. And it's like, that has completely shifted the scales, okay, of harmony. Okay? There is no harmony because of all of this chaos and all of this jealousy. Okay? And so now you're seeking out friendship because you need to have those scales balanced again. And I think these scales have been so out of balance for so freaking long, Cancer, that it's almost like everything that's happened since the start of this new journey, where you're like, I don't know how to get balance back in my life. That's where you start. You start by asking and seeking guidance and counsel from friends, from friendship, from people who are like, I got you. I know how to get you back on the path to success. Okay? Like crows who form lifelong bonds, cherish the friendship that brings life to, or light to your life, light to your life, life to your life, life to your life. Okay, so there you go. Light, love, and light. All right, so your shadow energy wants you to have love in your life. Pretty interesting, since it's the shadow side, right? But it wants you to have love. It wants you to have light. It wants you to have support. It doesn't want you to feel alone on this journey. It doesn't want you to be around chaotic, jealous people. That's not your cup of tea, you know? Like, you hate that shit. So yeah, you definitely been through it. I'll give you that. Okay, Cancer. But time for fairness. Yes, Cancer, fairness. All right, so now I'm going to get some mystic whispers. Some mystic whispers for you. Okay, we have trust the process. Stars don't rush, yet always shine. You're a star, Cancer. Trust the process. Let it flow. Bamboo bends, but never breaks. There you have it. And that's the truth about you. You know, you're not breaking, you know? And I feel like for a really long time you were like bending over backwards. I'm getting like bending over backwards for people that were just so chaotic. And they were so jealous of you, and you just kept bending backwards for them. And I feel like that has all come to an end. And it remains at an end. And it doesn't change just because they will it or they want it. No, it doesn't change. You get to move forward on your path. It's your turn. Break rules. Old maps don't chart new islands. Exactly. It's time for you to break the rules. Like, you're like, you thought you were the rule master? You thought you were the game master? Oh, no, hell no. I roll my own map. I roll my own world. Like, hell no. And that's that unknown, right? It's like you're just going into the unknown. You have no idea. And then it says here, share your gift. Light loses purpose if it doesn't illuminate others. Okay? So, basically, you know, keep sharing what you're doing here. Like, I feel like you are a very creative soul. Okay? I feel like you have a lot of love to give, a lot of light to give. Just make sure you're channeling that energy towards people that actually appreciate it. Not people who just want to like grab at you, and like I said in the beginning, they just want a piece of your inheritance. They just want a piece of what you have won and what you've gained. They don't actually want you. So if you had nothing to your name, if you had not a penny to your name, right, they wouldn't even say hi to you walking on the street. They wouldn't even talk to you. It's only when you have something they want that they talk to you. That's not how love works. That's not how life works, right? Like, I know that in their sick and twisted head, that's how things work, but that's not how you work, Cancer. That's not how you live. Okay? So, yeah. All is well. Chaos is just dance disguised as chaos. There you have it. Chaos. It's just disguised. It's just dance disguised as chaos. All is well. So you don't need to like dance with the chaos. You don't need to be part of the chaos. You don't need to be around the chaos. You have every right to separate yourself from that. Okay? So that's my message for you, Cancer. Love and light always. Thank you so much for watching. And take care. Bye.